Afternoon, I'm Jason Sterling. I'm a member of the EA Creator Network, and this is the third time's a charm live stream. I've tried live streaming like twice yesterday. Both times ended disastrously. So I've been having trouble. I had trouble in the past, and so I just stopped live streaming until I could really look at it and address what was going on. I think I figured it out. Famous last words. We will see how this goes. I'm going to pull up my account here and see if I'm actually online. Make sure it's working okay. Oh yeah, okay. That's good at least. Okay, so far so good. I'm not seeing any lag, but the problem is when I pull up the game itself. Let's see here. I think what I did wrong was NVIDIA has a program you can use to optimize your GPU usage for various games. So I had it optimize for The Sims 4, right? And when it did that, it basically just dedicated the entire GPU output, like all the RAM, everything to The Sims 4. So there's nothing left over to run the streaming software. So like right now, I have The Sims 4 minimized and it's fine, right? Because it's not really using as much as it does when it's active. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can get started here. Now, I am starting already. I'm going to say real quick, this is Nuka-Cola. This is Victory Cola from Nuka. I love Fallout 4. This stuff is really good. It's like peach and mango. And it's almost my birthday. Not my birthday yet. It is in a couple of days. So I ordered some of it and it's like ridiculously expensive. It really is, but it is good. And I'm going to pretend today like they're my sponsor. That's what I'm pretending. They're my sponsor, Nuka-Cola. It's really, really good. Use my code at checkout. Checkout. Use my code at checkout. Now, let's get in game. I've got my fingers crossed. I'm afraid to even try this because I think it's just going to be more disappointment. But if it is, oh, well, we'll see here. Now, let's get into this game. Let me get this thing kind of activated here. Where is... Fingers crossed, you guys. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to go into game. We're here in build mode. We're going to be working on something called The Line. Now, The Line is a city proposed by Saudi Arabia. I think it actually is. I'm checking real quick to make sure I'm going okay. I think it actually is being built. They've built a small piece of it so far. We're going to build an even smaller piece here. The proposal from Saudi Arabia is to make this like 75 or 80 mile long city that is maybe only a block wide and then 75 miles long. Now, it's pretty unrealistic and probably not going to be executed to that level. And we're not going to execute it to that level in The Sims, of course, but it's a very cool kind of sci-fi idea. And I don't know, I kind of started thinking, hey, maybe we could do something like that here in Induscreen because it, we're going to do more of a fairy type of bent to it. But maybe, maybe with the mirrors on the outside, it'll give a little bit of this idea of magical, right? Magical. That maybe the mirrors are meant to confuse people so they can't find this sort of hidden city of the fairies, right? Anyway, that's kind of my backstory. That's kind of the idea of what I want to do. So with The Line, you have this major endless sort of, or not endless, but major skyscraper. Stretches like 80 miles, right? It's huge, and it's like 100 stories tall. And so in between, you have one on each side, and in between in the middle, you have water or parks or what have you. And then you've got living and business and commercial on each side. And then the exterior is completely wrapped in mirrors. I'm just taking a quick look over. It looks like we are doing fine. We are actually not laggy today. The color is a little bleached out. I don't really like the color of the camera that much, but I live in Oklahoma and it's like super hot here and super bright and super sunny. That's another one of the problems with trying to stream. I don't have any rooms in my house without massive windows in them, except for the closet on the under the stairs. That's it, on the first floor. So I don't really have, and I tried making that into an office and it didn't really work. The line, the last I saw, they're building this kind of huge gateway in it so that cruise ships can pass underneath. And there's going to be this giant chandelier. So this is going to be kind of the start of our gate. And let's see here. Let's drop down. Maybe. Let me take a look here. I'm going to go ahead and do like some columns here. The way I'm starting this is not the way I started it the first two times. What can I say? I kind of learned a little bit since then, or with those two times. I am creating these solid blocks, and then we're going to carve out the blocks because the line is not two solid blocks on, each side. It's all of these different skyscrapers which share a solid outer wall. And they are either shorter or larger, and there's balconies, and so they kind of undulate and pop in and out from this part of the build. So we're going to do the same thing. Let's see here. And then there's like bridges and stairwells and this sort of stuff connecting everything. Actually, elevators too, but we don't have elevators right now for this particular. And I don't think we need it here. I mean, it's only 4 stories and ferries can fly, so we really don't need to worry about it. But we are going to, and Miracle of Miracles, I think I'm not actually getting lag this time. I'm going to try to pay attention to chat so that, if someone does pop in and has something to say, we can, we can converse back and forth a little bit. Okay, so let me take a look here. We've got, this is kind of a start. Let's drop down. Now, a lot of this internal stuff here, I do want to be water, right? And the water is going to be not natural. We're going to just use a pool because it's not really natural at the line. The line is completely man-made. So it's going to be kind of harbors and bays and canals that are going to bring the water in, and they're going to be very straight lined and man-made. They're not going to be natural. So we're not going to use the water tool in the terrain tools. We're going to just kind of build with our pool tool. Now I want to let's do that. And we'll do kind of a long building here. We're going to do a building right here. And what I would like to do, I think, is take a look at this and decide what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and extend this. Wish I thought of this because I could save myself a little bit of work when I was copying and pasting these, but we're going to extend these particular pieces. Like that. And we're going to end up making those kind of see-through, I think. It's my idea at the moment. And we might do the same thing here. Let me go ahead and copy that. Let's take this up and just go ahead and establish it on every level. And we'll do the same thing on this side. I gotta be honest, I figure building the line here in The Sims is probably about as close as I'm gonna get to ever seeing the line. I don't. As kind of, a gay guy and stuff, I don't really have a real interest in visiting Saudi Arabia. I have to admit, I don't even really want to visit what's that place called? Dubai. I don't really want to even visit there. I really don't. There's so many beautiful places in the world that I could go to that don't want to like put me in jail. I wouldn't violate any of their morality codes that I'm probably not ever going to go in person. So that's another good reason to build things in The Sims, because you don't have to go in person, right? Grab a quick drink there of Nuka-Cola. Victory flavor, Victory Cola. Okay, let's go in here and on this side, we're going to draw out a 5x5 here and maybe put out a little bit of a bay like that. The idea with some of this, like this area here, because we're going to take this out. And we're going to, I think we'll leave this part, I think. But we'll create like kind of a little marina here. So maybe this is for kind of like pleasure boats or private boats. So it's a little marina. Over here, this particular area, let's go ahead and just take this out. This would be more maybe like for shipping. It's maybe why it's got some dock area here. I don't know. This is just kind of what I'm thinking as we're kind of cutting out the pieces. I also want to go through and maybe cut this out and this out. Cut this part out. Whoops, I don't want to do that though. Let's see here. And we'll take this chunk out there, jump up there. I'm really torn about either leaving this part of it or not. I'm going to say no. I'm going to go ahead and take it out. I'm going to make it see-through all the way through. We'll go up here. Because like I said, the last thing I saw about the line, they're building this big kind of gate for cruise ships to go through. And I want to create a sort of, there's only so much I can do here in The Sims, right? So I do want to have a sort of statement here at the front, a sort of big sort of gate. So we're going to cut that out. Okay, now let's take a look here. Let's put in some of our water. Let's start our bay. Again, we are going to use the pool tool. We'll take it at least this far, and let's draw in our little kind of shipping harbor there. Take it over this way. We're going to change the color of the water, I think. We'll probably go with green. I don't know. I mean, since it's a ferry line, right? Since it's the ferry's version of the line, I might leave it sparkling or something like that. Let's see here. Like that. Oh, we want to do this too. Let's take this out. Now, I don't think I can take this out, right? Oh, I can. Okay. Can I take this one out? Okay. I've been having trouble where I couldn't take some of this out. Okay, there we go. So when I try it here, yeah, the first two streams I did that did not work. And it seems like we are still working now. Yay, it's still working. It wouldn't work then either. So we're going to leave it. We'll leave this part here. We'll leave this part here. Now, I do want a sort of parkland back here. But, boy, I don't know. Let's take our pool tool. Let's go ahead and bring it up at least two more like that. And then I think we're going to do two like this. And we're just going to kind of step it like that. And then maybe we'll do a fountain here, kind of this end. So it's more of a public park end to a harbor. You go to a harbor and they're going to have kind of a commercial end to it where tourists can come and stuff like that. So we'll put that there. And then I want to carve out, let me take a look here. My thought is maybe here on this first floor, I don't know. Do I have enough space? Maybe I should have. Let's take this out, this out. I'm going to take this out as well. And then we're going to carve out this door because we're going to open this up to the park, this part here. And maybe we could do a cafe here, right? Kind of near our harbor area. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing up here. So I'm going to go ahead and take it like this and this and this. So start clearing out this part of the block. I'm going to have kind of a 2-story opening here for our cafe area. Although we might do some balconies here or something kind of overlooking the cafe. Give it that kind of like inner city, kind of European city type of feel. Now here, we're going to do the same thing. In fact, now that I look at it, let's take this out. Let's take this out. And then let's pull this all the way back so that the water area is open. And then we're going to go ahead and replicate this here. Like that. And the same on this side. Why not? For now. I mean, I might change this a little bit. I do want to put in like apartments and all the sort of stuff that you find in a city. But for now, I want to establish a shape, which is always dangerous to do. Because I have a bad habit. You know, I build this shape and then I try to fit everything into it. And then I'm like, yeah, there's not enough room here. What was I thinking? I don't know. We're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and try bumping this out just a little bit. In fact, let's just do it as a balcony. Let's do a balcony from here, and we're going to run it all the way down to here. And then we'll do some apartments right here. Okay, so that's a little bit of a start. Now let's drop down here. What I really wanted to do is I did want to have kind of a larger central tower that's going to act a little bit like an anchor. And in the first streams that went bad, I did have that kind of built. And my idea at the time, and I don't know if I'm still going to do this idea. I mean, I'm still kind of thinking about it, was to have a tower that looks like a 4-leaf clover. Because luck plays a big kind of function here in Inniscreen, right? It plays a big function with the new pack. Almost too big of a function because it sets everything on fire. I've had a lot of bad luck, you guys, in Inniscreen, and I've lost a lot of stoves. Well, that's all I can say. Thank God I didn't kill anybody, but I have had my stove and half my kitchen burned down, I've got to say, a dozen times now. And I don't want them to turn it off. Like they're kind of talking about doing with ailments. I like it as a concept. I just gotta, I can't afford it. I can't afford to be unlucky. I can't afford to have bad luck. So let's take a look here and see if I did. Oh, when I was doing this before, how did I do that 4-leaf clover? Was it like this, maybe? Hell, I don't even remember. It was like, like this, I think. And this. And then that. Yeah, because it made kind of a diamond. So, see if I can do this right. Like this. And then that was kind of the petal, and then I put 4 of them together. And it made what looked like vaguely a 4-leaf clover. Now, the bad thing is, I don't have a lot of room here, and I don't want to take up a lot of visual room. I don't want it to be too chaotic. So I could try to make this smaller, but then at the same time, that's another thing that I do sometimes where I make it too small, so it's hard to deal with. I don't like that. I don't know. I guess we go ahead and we use it. And if I hate it, we can take it out later. So let's go ahead and move this kind of over here. Let's put it back here first. That way I know how much room I'm going to need. We could put it, is there enough room left there? Maybe here? Let's try here. And then we'll grab another copy. And let me see here. Yeah, that works out pretty well. And then it'll be like right on the water, right? So we might leave this portion of this lower tower kind of open. You know, again, just frame it out with a fence or some railing or something. In fact, let's try that real quick. So if we kind of do like a frame like this for this part of it, so that it's kind of looking out on the water there. Let's just do the whole thing like that. Do the whole thing like that. And then we'll grab this particular piece. And I think I got it right. Okay, so now we've got our 4-leaf clover, right? Now it really only looks that way from above. That's fine. That's fine. It's the feeling. It's the idea. A lot of, buildings and architecture, it only looks that way from above. So let's go ahead and pull this out for now because I'm just going to, copy and paste it. So let's go up here. We'll put it into place. Go up here and put it into place. Now, ideally, I'm already looking at it thinking that ideally I would rather it maybe wasn't quite so far back. Like maybe it could move a little bit forward. And I definitely kind of wish it wasn't so big. It is so big. But let's see here. If I move it forward, it is going to cover up the pool or the water. I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it like that for now. And I don't know, should I leave balconies on all these levels overlooking the water? I mean, part of me says, yeah, leave balconies and this could be an apartment or something. So let's try that. Let's go through here and we'll reestablish some of these walls and we'll say, hey, okay, so there you go. We got a balcony, right? Plus, if we put a balcony in here, we can probably like double the rate. As a landlord, we could probably just like double the rate on this place and price everybody out of the market. Pretty soon, as it feels like every new building, every new incredible thing that we see is like priced for billionaires. And I'm like, God damn, how many houses do they need? Because when you're building and like everything is for a billionaire, everything is like these $50 million apartments. I don't know. What am I supposed to do with that? Okay, so let's put in, this is a 5x5 space. I think I'm going to do a 5x5 here, like that. And then we're going to go up and just, let me go down here. Let's take this out. Should I just pull it across? Yeah, let's just pull it across. And we'll copy this and we'll go up and put it here. Now, my thought in doing that is that what I want to do is I was going to do it here on the ground, establish kind of a park or maybe an outdoor space for this apartment building. But I think I'm going to do it up higher. Because again, when you're looking at images of the line, if you've seen any of the videos, and if you haven't, look it up. It is pretty cool. Like I said, it's definitely a pipe dream. And if they get even the section they're working on now built the way they want, or the way the video and the PR and the marketing showed it, well, hey, I'm going to like consider it successful. But a lot of the green areas are suspended, so it's not just on the ground. You have a lot of kind of floating parks or rooftop type parks. So I think I'll go in here and take this out, right? Maybe not quite that intense. Let's go ahead and just take the wall out. And Go up here and take this wall out. And in fact, what I'm thinking right now is going to take this part out, but I think we could do a 2-level park. Now that I think about it, why don't we do like a green space on that second level and a green space here on the third level? And then we'll open up this part of it. We'll just take that out so that you've got kind of a multi-tiered park there. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put another part of that there. Okay, now let's see here. We could do some more park space here, right, in the area above the water. So, oh, you know what? That's a great idea, actually. Let me just tell myself real quick, that's a really great idea. Because this is what I'm thinking. This would be kind of cool and definitely fits with the sci-fi theme. It fits like something like they would dream up over there on the Arabian Peninsula, right? If we take a park here, right, we're going to just draw, let's see here. We're going to draw like this. And we'll put our half wall here. I might change that a little bit. We'll see. But for now, then we can make this floor transparent, right? So what you'll do is you'll walk across a park with a transparent floor looking down to the water underneath. So let's see if I make it bigger. I could even do it like that. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, that didn't work, did it? There we go. No, it works. No, it works. Will it stay like that? I don't know. I kind of remember that. Like when you make it bigger, it doesn't always work. You know what I could do, though, is just do it maybe like this. And that. And then there'll be a little bit of a walkway. And we might put some potted plants out here, you know, on the see-through part. You know, it's not super huge for a balcony or a park, but I think it's going to get the idea across. Now, the big question is, should we go ahead and leave this closed up above? And I'm going to say no. No, we're not. We're going to come in here. You've got a parkland here, and again, the real estate developer in me, and I'm not a real estate developer, but I've watched a lot of it on YouTube, so I practically count, says, hey, you know, you've got a park right down below with a view to the water. So let's go ahead and we're going to take out that, and we make a balcony here, right? That for these apartments or offices, that's going to look over into that park. So that's not too bad. It's coming along pretty well there. Okay, so let's see here. We've got, what do we have? We've got this little marina here. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to, let's just seal that off all the way up. I mean, these rooms aren't going to be very useful for anything. I'll be honest. You know, obviously looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to end up using that for much, but we'll go ahead and pull this back. Maybe, yeah, like that. Let's go ahead and just pull it back like that. And again, we're going to do some balconies that wrap around here just to look down at the personal, you know, the sort of private luxury craft sort of marina down there. And let's go ahead. We'll make this whole space, this whole building kind of the same. So we'll do this, and we're going to build wraparound balconies for this one. This one's going to be really fancy. We're going to do some wraparound balconies. So we'll run them like this and this. Let's see here. I don't know how far I want to go with it because I don't want to block too much of the water, but maybe something like that. And let's go ahead and extend this out a little bit more. The only reason why I'm extending it like that is just to give it more architectural interest, give it a little bit more of architectural detail, and then we'll go up here. And we'll put it there. Because that's one thing that I do kind of remember from that concept art, the concept video for the line. I felt like there was tons of just outdoor space like that where people could get out and kind of look at the area in between, right? So we'll put those there. Ultimately, I might extend it even further, wrap it around that whole area. I don't know. We'll see. Now, technically, I feel like this would be closed. I feel like all the pictures show it kind of closed from above. I'm going to go ahead for now, and I am going to close it off. I don't know if I'm going to like that, though. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to like that. But we will kind of make a solid roof to the structure, or at least to this part of the structure. But my thought is how is your parkland going to get much light? I need to look at those videos again because did they seal in their parks where their parks can't get any light? I mean, I know part of it's to help keep it cool. I'm sure, but I don't know. Now we're going to go ahead and here we're going to outline our 4-leaf clover with these half walls. The line really doesn't seem to stick up too much above that, what do you call it, like 100-story roof of the building. But I think it does a little bit, and we're going to have it do it a little bit here. Do. Okay, and there we go. So we've got that sort of mapped out there. So again, we can kind of see our 4-leaf clover, right? At least have an idea of it. What else do we need to work on here? I don't know. You know, this is coming along pretty well. My thought is that this part of it looks kind of monolithic, right? And the biggest thing in my head from the line is that it just isn't that monolithic. So maybe we stretch it out a little bit. You know, maybe we go ahead and stretch it out a little bit. Now, I actually made this one solid room, and now I'm going to make it back into... I'm probably going to regret that and take these walls right out later, but let's do that. And then instead of doing balconies, we will just do maybe just a bump out. I don't know. That looks a lot like that bump out. Okay, so that does look a lot like that bump out. If I do that, and I don't want that to be the case. So if I'm not going to have that be the case, I can push it in, right? I could push a little piece into this block, which might be okay. I could extend out a chunk of it even further. Okay, so if we do this like that, drop down here. Come on. I don't go. Stop it. Stop it. Here we go. Let me try this again. There we are. Right there. Is that right? Is that where I wanted it? Yeah, that's where I wanted it. Okay, so I thought about extending this line here, and I think I will. And let me drop down here. I don't know if I should do it on the second level. I guess so. I want to extend this over like that. Because there are several of these sort of aerial walkways crisscrossing the line. And I could drop this down here. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to leave it for now. I don't know if I love it, but I think it is okay. And then the other thing I'd like to do is do another one of these bridges, maybe from this little park here across to here. So let's try that. Let's try that. The great thing about The Sims is everything we build, we can delete if we don't like it. So we'll bring it across to here. That feels really too close to that one. But I do like the fact that it kind of connects with this upper park area. I like that a lot. So, and then we can maybe pull this out, bring it back here. Okay, let's take a look at this monolithic structure we got going here. We're going to take this out. Let's take this wall out. And that one, oh boy. I think I will. Let's go ahead and do a half wall along here. And a new wall here. Take this out. Whoops. I'm a little bit torn here if I should go ahead and do yet another balcony there. Gosh, that's a lot of balconies lined up. But I think it's the only building we have that has literally from top to bottom. So I guess I'm going to try getting away with it design-wise. And then again, if I end up hating it, then, I change it. Let's take a look here and see what we have. I mean, I think that's pretty close. I mean, to what I'm kind of feeling and thinking about. Okay. Let's put in a railing here. I still think I would really like to not bounce up and down like that. But I also think I kind of want to run a bridge either here, somewhere at this end. The bad thing is that, well, maybe right here. Maybe here I could. Let's try it. We'll go ahead and try it. Like all of it, we'll try. We'll do this, bring it across. Okay, so what have we got to work with? We need some apartments. My thought is to have enough room. We could do, 2-story apartments like townhouses, or maybe to make them a little bit grander, like in this building here. So let's take this out. And I'm going to do very slight inset here. I think that'll probably be fine. And now the big question I'm thinking about right now, of course, is how are they going to get from place to place? Because we don't have much in the way of walkways and we don't have much in the way of land. Now, of course, they all have ferries, and ferries can just teleport. They can instantly fly. So there is that. And then we could try to create some access from back here. See here. So where do we want to put our front door? I'm going to try it right here. Of course, that makes a good spot. Let's do some sort of... Okay, the thing I'm kind of a little bit torn on at the moment is how fairy-ish do we want it? How much do I really want to go in with what I've been using so far, which I've been using Enchanted by Nature, of course. I've been using a lot of Realm of Magic and Journey to Batu, which has really great build stuff in it. I've mentioned that before. We could do a little bit of Jungle Adventure. Let's go ahead and click it. We'll go with Jungle Adventure as well. I've also used some of the Courtyard Oasis. And some of the the castle. Where was the castle? Was it that? Oh, it was a long time ago. Okay, so the castle estate. Okay, I'm going to go with those, and then let's say we've got to put a door here, right? We need some sort of door. Let's look at all of our door options. What do we have? We have this. Very nice, right? Oh, does not want to go there. Sorry. Forgot the cheats. Let's put our cheats in. God, I can't believe I've gotten this far into a stream and have not needed cheats. We're going to put in all the cheats. The last two things I put in there open up hidden objects, which is a lot of times stuff that you get, well, like you might find somewhere or something like that, I guess. What is hidden? I don't know. I'd have to look. A bunch of stuff is because it always pops up. But it's not stuff you really get through work. That's what you get through ignore gameplay. So like through work and challenges and stuff. Anyway, and live edit objects are debug items. That's what that is. Now, excuse me. I like to layer things when I am building. I like to layer things in the game. So let's take a look here. So that it looks a little bit different. So we'll put this in here, right? And let's change the color. A little bit warmer, richer looking wood. Now, what I really want to do is I'd love to put spandrels along here without erasing that wall. I can use windows as a sort of stand-in for a wall, you know, like these sort of windows. Not really those, but that's an example. We're going to wait on that because I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to have to think about it. Can't place in water. I might be able to place that with the tool mod here in a little bit. But for now, we'll have to wait. I wonder, you know what we could do? Let me look at this. Oh, I don't have base game selected, do I? Let's try that. That's a lot of look. Let me see here. I was thinking about making it just completely transparent. Was my first thought with that. The other thing I don't like is I want to change the color here of the pony wall. And I know this already. Since I have these things selected, I can't see anything that's coded only for base game. Okay, let's grab some wall texture. Let's see here. My thought is, especially on these lower levels, we're going to do this sort of mossy stone, right? Because it's right on the water. Do. You know, for all of those packs, there really aren't a lot of windows here, are there? Not really. So maybe let me look at this. I used this on a recent build. And I could do it again, but oh, it's not really perfect. Let's see how it looks. We'll see how it turns out. So I did something kind of like that. Now that does look good. I mean, that's an option. We definitely could keep that. But before, what did I use? These, I think. Oh, shoot. I can't place it in water again. So I'd have to try it on a higher floor. Okay. So never mind. We won't even have to look at it. We'll go ahead and maybe just, we could go ahead and do like a full spread of windows. And remember, we're getting that little bit of stutter there, that graphical stutter. We can fix that with the tool mod. I mean, we could also try raising it up a little bit more like that, but I don't want to have any of the stone showing in between it, so we're going to leave it alone. Now, if we wanted to do a semi-indoor outdoor space, we could try it here. The bad thing is I really want to use columns to, here on the corners. I don't even know if they'll work. Let's see here. Is it going to say that it's in the water? There we go. I mean, I love the way that looks right there. I really do. Okay, let me think about this. And then what I was thinking is we could take this spandrel. I love this new spandrel, by the way. I really do like it. And we put it here and here and here, right? Now, the bad thing is, of course, it opens up the whole space to the outside. Well, and I don't know if I really like the way it looks here anyway. I do still like the columns there, though. I'm going to leave the columns there. Let's take a look at what we have for exterior trim. Now, again, not a lot. I would swear there would be more. I mean, how many packs did I select? I guess just 4 packs, but there is another one I actually really want to try here. Let's see. Let's see if I can remember what it came with. I think it came with either seasons or... Is it seasons? Nope. It's not a season. So maybe it was growing together. Is it that? I don't think it's that either. Okay, let's see here. So what did it come from? It had to come, was it? I don't know. I mean, my thought right now is I can just go through here and just click everything, right? Horse Ranch? No. We've had it for a while. This is going to make me so mad that I can't remember. It's not there either. Oh, for goodness sakes, this is making me crazy. I'm going to just take all the filters off. That's what I get for trying to use filters. There, is it that? Oh, okay. So we did just get it. Is that it? Okay, this is what I was looking for, and it just came in the death pack, So okay, I was wrong. I don't know why I was thinking we've had it longer than that, but the tone of the wood does match really well here. And it gives us this kind of nice overhang, Now, I have to admit, looking at this now, I think, well, I probably should bring this around like this. And let's see here. We could do that. I really don't like this on the outside because, again, we're going to do a mirrored finish on the outside. There is a way to kind of fix that on the interior, but I don't know. It's an imperfect solution. I'm going to wait until I get totally done with the interior, and then we'll decide from there if I'm going to what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to throw some spiral parquet in here. Whoops. Okay, so let's look at our start here. So if we're going to come in through the front door. We're going to have a small living area. I probably will put a half bath here for guests to use, and then we're going to need kind of a kitchen dining area back here, and then maybe a bedroom. So let's throw in some light real quick while we're taking a look at this particular floor plan. This is not the lighting we're going to keep. It's just really great all-purpose, lighting. It really lights a place up. So if I'm going to try to do a bedroom with an ensuite bath back here, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm going to do like a stairwell. Let me look up here. And have 2 bedrooms up here. And if I use stairs, that's going to chew up a little bit of our space. So let's go with that. And we're going to go with these new stone steps. We're going to put them in here. Let me look up here real quick. I think I'm going to want to turn these around. We'll turn them around this way. Put them into place. Yeah, I think I like that better. I think it's not a bad idea. Maybe we could run the kitchen here and a dining room here and an office here. We'll put in our half bath here for guests and for ourselves, of course. I built a business recently in business and hobbies, and I did not put a bathroom in, and I swear to God, like, had so many people show up and just pee all over the floor over and over and over again. That's in an upcoming video on my channel, gameplay video. Let's see here. I think I'm tempted to take that out. We're going to run through some options. Let's try Snowy Escape. Yeah, that might work. We're going to try Life and Death and Enchanted by Nature. And Realm of Magic. For some sort of wall covering in here. Now, I really like this. It's got a great warm tone. So we can kind of do that, right? And I think what I'm going to do is I'll put sort of the office area here, kitchen along this back wall, dining and living room here. I'm a little torn with the bathroom here, mostly because that's our view out to the marina. So we are going to take that out. And we're going to do basically the exact same treatment on this window as we did over here. So we're going to go over here. We're going to put I kind of don't like how we can't see that. Let's see if we can. If we turn it around, will we get it? No. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're just not going to see it over here, I guess, but I might leave it in here, maybe to remind myself that I need to do something with it. You know what else I could do is we could just use this particular column in here as well. Whoops. Okay, so we'll do like that. And then one place that we could use those spandrels again would be, or first time, I didn't use them before. Okay, so what if we do something like this, just to kind of frame in that area? Now that's an interesting look. That's an interesting look there. So, oh, it did keep that in place though, huh? Okay. So, is there any way I can fix this from being all jacked up like that? I don't know. That is so weird. Let's I really wanted to replicate this over here. So let's try bringing in full wall. And it's still going to do it again. Okay, so what could I do there to force it? I don't know. So once again, we're still getting that kind of really strange. Let's take that out. Oh, wait, did it work? Aha! So that worked. Awesome, 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 awesome. That did fix it. Okay, so we're good. We'll take that like that. And that has kind of taken care of what we needed taken care of. And now we've got these two sort of alcoves here, right? Kind of these two sort of alcoves here. Looks pretty good. Now for the kitchen, I am a little bit sort of, I don't know. I don't want to make it too small. My thoughts already going through my head. Oh, maybe I could just, wall off this and we'll put the kitchen here and we'll put a little dining table here. I don't want to make it too small. Let's go ahead and just put the kitchen here in the back, like I was originally thinking, here against the back wall. We'll grab our new kitchen cabinetry. Although I don't know, I have to admit, it's not necessarily my favorite. It kind of is. I mean, it is, but my favorite color in this cabinetry doesn't have matching upper cabinets for some reason. So then that makes me think, well, I don't even really want to use it, but I'm going to use it. We'll see. I guess it'll be fine. I just feel like I've used blue is also one of my favorite colors, and I feel like I've used blue all the time because of that. And I feel like also this build is getting a little dark, this room. So I would like to do something like that. And I think that's one that there is no upper cabinet to match it. Oh, hey, son, I didn't know you came home. Hold on just a second. My son is here home from school to get lunch because he drives now. He drives himself. Well, did you eat? Huh? Okay. Did you eat? Got enough? Do you need anything? Hey, look, I got some Nuka-Cola if you want one. Did you see them in the fridge? Also, okay, cool. I'll see you when you get home. Yep. Yeah, we're going to do McDonald's when you get home. My son and I have a tradition, first day of school. Started when he was little. Whenever he gets out of school, we go to McDonald's. So he was just asking about that. Now, we are going to do that, our big tradition. And then on the last day of school, we actually go to a place it's called Brahms, and it's a local sort of hamburger ice cream place. I mean, not really local. It is. It's an Oklahoma started and owned company, but they're regional. They're a chain. They do have a lot of outlets out there, but we go there for the last day of school, and that started like the very first year of school. So let's go ahead and use this. Maybe I don't know. Let's look at yellow. There's a green, I think. This is really why I missed the cast system from The Sims 3, and I'm still saying it like 10 years later, is because I love this shape of this fridge, right? I love the design of it. But like right now, I really can't find a piece that I want to use. Or, I mean, a color I want to use. So it really is kind of disappointing. I guess we'll go with blue for now. I don't know. That looks like the before shot of a before and after show, right? I guess we could change it to white. Maybe that'd be a little bit more. Let's do that. Does this come in a corresponding look? Probably not. Let's see here. That, no. Is that the closest we've got? Okay, I'm going to stick with that. I don't love it, but I'm going to stick with it, and we'll just see how it goes. We're going to grab a sink here. Probably, I guess anything will do, but I'm going to go with this, I think. Let's put that there. It's a little close to the stove, but not crazy close. I'm thinking I want to put in a dishwasher, right? But I don't think I'm going to. There won't be anything that will really match the rest of the kitchen appliances at all. So we won't do that. Okay, now that matches. Those do match. So that's not the color that I was thinking of, because that does match. So good choice. I went with this one. I think that we have... Like, I love this for a certain application, this table. I don't know if I love it here. Like, I didn't end up loving it as much as I thought I would, to be honest. Let's see here. We've got that color. Do we have anything that matches exactly? I mean, kinda. Maybe that? That's one thing that makes me a little bit crazy, like with stuff like this, is it's wood, right? And the idea, the feeling, the look is that all this is handcrafted. So it makes sense that this wood would match this wood in tone, right? In tone and stain. Because it's all going to come from the same forest by your little fairy village. So I don't know. I'm going to go with that. We're going to call that good. I'm going to have to play test this. I do not know that it will actually, that might be too tight right there. I don't think it is, but we could move it like this, you know. In fact, I think I will go ahead and just move it like that, because I know that should work. Let's take out some of these light fixtures. I'm going to throw in a Journey to Batu fixture here. Put in a couple of them. That looks pretty good. And one thing I'm going to try here, I've not done this so far with under kitchen lighting, although I did use it on another fairy build. And that is, we're going to use, I think these are neon. I keep calling them neon. Is it this? It's not that. Where is it here? But it's from high school. Where is it? How am I missing it? I don't know. There it is. So it's just a strip of light, right? It has kind of a neat, kind of magical feel to it, because they doesn't feel like there's any obvious equipment that is creating the light, right? So it looks like you just kind of casted a spell or something. And voila, you have light under the cabinet. That does look really pretty, right? I mean, I think it gives it a really pretty kind of tone to it, really, really pretty light. Now, here in the living room, what are we going to do? My thought is office, sitting area. So let's go in here. When it comes to this new pack, I feel like I've fallen back so often on this chair and this. This one, I do like the shape and I like some of the colors, but I cannot stand mismatched pillows and blankets thrown on stuff. And especially this is fancy, right? I mean, this looks like an upscale item, but then it's got all that junk thrown on it. So far I have not used it and I'm afraid I never will. I never will. But I've used this a lot. It definitely has a fairy tale feel to it. It's unfortunate that it is just a bench and the comfort is 1, right? So we have this. We have our thrown out, on the side of the road find. Comfort is a 6. We have the thing that looks like fairies actually built, and it's a 1. So I'm going to go with that. I'm also going to go with this. So we have a nice little kind of parlor set up there. And then we'll tuck in. Again, now, excuse me. Again, you have to wonder, is this going to come in the same sort of wood that we built, all the rest of the stuff out of? I guess that's kind of close. Kind of. Let's go with that. We'll go with that, and then we're going to just grab another dining room table. I want to do some lighting here, and I also want to do some bookshelves there. So I'm a little bit torn. Where are we going to go? Let's look at... There are some new shelving. Yeah, right here. So we've got this. This works pretty well. I don't know if I love it. Well, I don't know if I love it like that, though. I guess I don't need this one. We could do this, maybe. Or that. Then that's kind of like an end table for the chair. I guess we could have used this. Some other place. We'll use it some other place. And then let's see here. We'll turn this off. I'm going to use this one, maybe. We're going to use a ton, of course, of books here. These are fairies. They like to read. They like to stay knowledgeable. The thirst for knowledge. Let's see here. I'm going to throw another one of these here. I love that new, with the mushroom caps. I don't know if I'm going to keep all these. I mean, I probably will keep most of them. But at the same time, my thought is I might put a few other kind of knickknack things up there instead of just books. So we'll see. I'm going to put another one of these here. And then we'll just kind of change the colors around a little bit. Let's make it a nice bright yellow. Let's make this one. Let's do that. I'm going to turn this to red. I might change that as well. Make it blue, maybe. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some sort of lighting here behind the chair. Ooh, but you know what? I've got to be careful. I've got to be careful because get in here and take a look at it. I don't want to block access to the books. I know we have a new fairy light in here. Is it? There it is. So I'm thinking if we shrink it, we kind of shrink it down. That's kind of a lot of shrinkage, but let's turn off the lights. Let's see how dark this place is. I mean, it's not terribly dark. I'm going to go ahead and grab another one of these pendants from here, and we'll put it over here. Both in that window and that window. We're going to need some sort of carpet, some sort of rug. You know what? I like this. This isn't from the new pack, but that's so kind of warm and homey looking. Maybe we do like a nice yellow. I don't know. The yellow's a little bright. Let's get the green back. We'll pull this out here. I need a plant, but I need plants that'll fit by that door. Well, let's take this one real quick. Put it here. Oh, you know, I could maybe use something like this, like a hanging plant. Now I'm just going. Maybe this will work. I'm kind of scanning through this stuff, like what's going to work here, what's going to fit. Let's go with that. We'll put that there. I do want to put a computer in this particular home. We will pull up electronics, a computer. This is my favorite. Like, I love that. It has such a steampunk feel. Very, very cool. Very, very unique. It's one of the best items I think they put into the game, to be quite honest, because it does have a lot of that fantasy sort of feel to it. It's very, very, like I said, unique. It's very unique. It's not like anything else we have in game. And it's not like something you're going to see at Walmart this afternoon either, right? So we can throw in a few more decorations. It doesn't have to be completely decorated. I don't know where I'm going to put there. Oh, how about this little guy? I love this little guy. Will he fit up here? He'll fit there. Will he fit on the shelf? No. I'm going to go ahead and put him there. Very, very cute. I love that guy. He's so cute. Does he come in yellow? He comes in yellow. Let's do him as yellow because I've been kind of pining to put a little yellow in here. So we're going to make him yellow. Let's see if we have anything else that will fit on these shelves. We might not. Does this fit? Oh, it does. Ooh, all right. Let's put that there. And then my thought is, let me look for, well, I don't know. My first thought was maybe we'll throw some magazines on there or a pile of papers. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone. And then as I'm kind of going through stuff, I can get more of a feel of what do I want to put here. Now, our artwork for this game is a little bit limited. It's a little bit limited. We have these sort of things, which I love. I do love these, and I think it's a really cool addition to do the flower press, book. Super cool addition. I really love that. It's a very traditional, sort of Victorian sort of thing to do. And then we have like these, I guess certificates of authority, right? For when you're going to be a doctor mixing up like lemon juice and twigs and I don't know what all, dirt, and then feeding it to someone as medicine. Let's see here. The thing I don't like about these is the frames don't match. That I hate. But let's see if we can grab maybe that one. See, I really wish the frame was not so dark. I really do. Because I want to brighten the space up a little bit. But I do still like these. They're very pretty, right? So you got this kind of pretty look to it. I wonder. Let me take a look at this. If I move this here. And if I go ahead and grab that. I don't know. Why are these so short? It must be because of that spandrel. I mean, not the spandrel, the frieze. Must be because of that. Okay, so what I'm thinking is to maybe brighten this up a little bit. We could change the wall tone just between these two things as kind of an accent for those picture frames. So we've got something like this. Very cool. It's a mural. A lot of people put murals in dining rooms, so whoops. I don't know. That's pretty busy. I don't think that's going to work. Maybe just something like this or like that. Now I'm feeling a whole lot less confident as I kind of pour through this. Maybe a green. Ooh, the green's pretty. So we could do that, or we could do, we could do stone. Kind of a lighter tone. Gives us something very natural there. I like that. I think I'm going to stick with that. Now, what I don't like is the fact that these are so low. I'm wondering if there's something to put there that'll say, oh, yeah, that's deliberate. I mean, I want it that way. Of course I do. And the thing I think of course, is if we did shelves across here. So it looks like these posts are supporting a shelf. I kind of like that. I mean, I'm going to leave it. We'll leave it sitting there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay, but I don't. I guess I don't really like it since I'm like hemming and hawing on it. Now we could do something like this. That's cool, and it does give the appearance of, nice storage area here in the dining room. Does the wood come in anything even close? Yeah, that's kind of close. I don't know. Well, how about that? Is that close? No. I'm gonna go with that. It's. I don't know. I might change it, but it's okay. And these are going to end up overlapping a little bit, which is fine. And later, if I need to, well, there's not much stutter actually. If I feel like later I need to take care of the stutter, then I can go in and I'll use tool mod to make the middle one just slightly like 1,000th% smaller. That'll take the stutter away. I kind of like that. I think that looks pretty good. And I think that's good. Part of me is saying we could put another line of shelves here and decorate that, but nah. There is no real reason to. We are going to put a railing here on the stairs. Let's take a look and see what railing came with this pack. Oh, we've got this. That's right. Now, I use this a lot outdoors, but I absolutely love this. I absolutely really, really, really love this. I guess we could use it indoors. I mean, is that too much? I don't know. Is that too much? It might be too much. It might be too much. Plus, does it show through the wall? It does show through the wall. That might be a little bit too much, but I don't know. I do like it. Let's try this. That's a little bit normal, right? That definitely looks normal, but I don't know. I'm leaning back towards the other one. There's that. That's not too bad. That's a little bit rustic, so it does fit in with the style. We've got this here. Or that. That's not too bad. Let me see this. I'm going to go with that for now. I don't know. It's very done, right? Like it looks very professional instead of kind of a little more rustic, a little bit kind of homemade like this other stuff. I really need some light in this area and in the kitchen. So let's take a look here and see what we have for lighting. Well, I know what we have, and there is something that I might use. I am shying a little away from it at the moment. It's the new branch, right? The new branch, which is so cool. It's so pretty. But I know I'm going to use it like all over this build. Now we have this. I do like this too, this floor lamp. It's really pretty. And I like this. This is kind of nice for a kitchen, and it has a very kind of country look to it. Does it give off enough light? I think so. I think it does. Let's see what color it comes in. Got a white. Let's go with that. We'll brighten it up a little bit. And then I'm thinking I wouldn't mind kind of intersecting a light into this post in some fashion, but I don't know. I don't know. It gets a little bit crazy sometimes, and sometimes I do stuff like that and I like it and it looks cool, something different, which is always my goal as a builder. I just want things to look a little bit different. I've been building in The Sims 4 now for like 11 years, right? Like everybody else. Or not everybody else, but a lot of people. And so after a while, you're just kind of like, oh my God, I'm so bored with that. I'm so bored with that. I want it to look a little different. So we could do something like this, right? Give ourselves kind of a little cap piece, a little newel post kind of piece there. I like that. I'm going to leave it like that for now, for the moment. We're going to see. This still feels kind of empty to me, so I'm going to grab some plants, and I'm just going to risk that somehow, through some miracle, my Sims will be able to like climb the stairs and access these books. There's a pre-group of plants, and I normally don't like pre-grouped plants. Like I don't like Maxis putting things together for me, but I make an exception with these one plants because they're so cute. They are super, super cute. And so let's put this over here, maybe. So I do use them quite a bit. I mean, whoever designed them did a really good job. They did. I'm going to admit. Well, and why do I say they did a good job? Because it's the way I would have done it. All right. It's the way I would have done it. So since I really like it, I think they did a really good job. Someone else might totally feel differently. They might be like, Jason, those sucked. I hate those plants. Where is it? Why can't I find it? I feel like I always miss what I'm looking for the first time around. I guess I could go in and sort this real quick. There they are. Okay. So we got this, right? This is really pretty. I love this. It's so pretty. And it's got a great just kind of look to it. I'm going to just angle it just a little bit here. Well, maybe. Come on. What is wrong with me? There we go. Now, what I'm really, really worried about, obviously, is a sim. Can they get past that? Probably not. So I can keep it like that. And they might get past. And the bad thing is even if I make it, well, no, I made it a little smaller there. That did work. It leaves these weird shadows, but there's something we can do to maybe disguise the shadows. I don't know. We're going to see here. Let's leave that like that. And then we're going to look for the stony glab or slab of goodness. Let's see here. Is it big enough to cover this stuff? Sims cannot walk on these either. And I'm probably going to have to do, well, I know I will. I'm going to have to do some tool mod work on this to make it, work. And you know what? I'm still seeing a little bit of shadow there, even still. Plus, if I lift it up, I still see the shadow. God bless me. God bless this game. Okay, let's take everything out. Now I'm mad. No, I don't want to do it. Let's do it like that. I'm going to just hope and pray that through some miracle, Sims will be able to get past that. I'm just going to hope. I'm just going to hope. Because I do like the way it looks there. You know, it makes it look kind of full and natural. It gives it a nice kind of feel. And eventually we'll do some sort of art up the stairs, I think. Maybe once the family is in place. In fact, I could go ahead and just put these here as just like a placeholder. That way, it's kind of like saying, hey, here's what you do with this. This is what you do with this area. Hang your family photos here. Show off your pride in your family. I don't want to do black. Let's go ahead and do white. Again, let's brighten the space up just a little bit. And the white does kind of tie into the kitchen there. And then that'll be our family pictures up the stairs to the bedrooms up here. And we're going to have, let's put a grid in place. Like that. We're going to build a little landing right there. I'm thinking kids' bedroom right here. We could do another office here or some bookshelves. Ooh, you know what though? Let me tell you, the bad thing is this is the balcony. So I don't really want to put a kids' room in the balcony area. So, but at the same time, in order to do the kids' room here, I gotta have a pretty long hallway, which I don't love. So if we do a hallway there like that, I guess we could bring this in like this. No. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put windows here to the balcony, but I'll put the access to the balcony right here instead of bookshelves. And then what we can do is we can, draw this off. We got a kids' room here. We draw this off and this off. The kids' room is going to be a little tight, but this is a kind of, small space. And then in between the two, we're going to do a bathroom, right, with access from both sides. Which again is a little bit small. Oh shit. No, wait. Let me fix this. Like that. Let me pull this. What should I do? Like this? Let's do it like that. And then the bad thing is I don't know if I can do a bathroom from both sides though with this configuration. I can like that. Now, it's a little awkward though, but yeah, I don't love it. This is the problem I was talking about earlier where I build a structure. I try to make everything fit the structure. Let's see here. Okay, you know what? We can do this. Let's see if this helps. We can pull this in. We can pull this in. Because we really only need a small landing here with access to the bedroom and then access to this bedroom and the outside. And then we're going to go ahead and pull this like that. And we can do a row of closets here. We may just build the closets myself out of design home decorator stuff. Or we could use the closets from Get Together. And then we can enter the bathroom from both sides here. As long as we do a shower instead of a tub. So let me think about this for a little bit. I can do a tub. Because we can do a tub right here. We'll still have the pass-through. And we can either do double sinks or a toilet, shower, and sink. And we can still do a small closet right here. Because using Design Home Decorator, you can actually fit a closet in a 1x1. So let's plan on that. Then we have our bed here. And maybe a dresser or some chairs or something here. And it just occurred to me what I forgot downstairs is a half bath for guests. So let's see. Do we have room at all to do that? Not really. We don't. Because there's nothing I want to change or take out of here to put a bathroom in this space. So I wanted to say the guests are going to have to use the bathroom upstairs. And to do that, they're going to have to go through somebody's room, which is not ideal in America for the American style of doing things. Well, I wouldn't have to, yeah, no, they could. They wouldn't have to go through someone's room, would they? Yeah. Yeah, they would. They would indeed. So I wonder if I flip the stairs around. Oh. Okay, so if we do this, right, we'll have to move all this stuff, but that's okay. And then we come up here. Then I could have a kids' room here. And I could have the adults' room here with access to the balcony. Let's see here. If we do this. Okay, so bed, seating area, access to the balcony. We could do a closet here. We have another closet here, bathroom in the middle. Ideally, I would like to bring that out like that. God, that makes that room small, though. I guess it would still be fine for a kid. And we'd have a closet here for this room. And we'd have a closet here. We could maybe even do a closet over here for this room, the master bedroom. And then we could access the bathroom from 3 areas: tub, toilet, sink. Yeah, let's call that good. We're going to go with that. We're going to call that good. I guess I could incorporate this also into this area. Now that I think about it, I mean, if I took this wall out and I took this wall out, since this bedroom is kind of small, maybe if I did that, and the entry could be right here with no closet. I'll need to put a closet in somewhere, but maybe a closet here and a bed. Something like that. And then over here, we could have maybe a playroom or some sort of study area or something like that. I don't know. I got a lot to think about this floor plan. Because I did intend to incorporate this little box into this apartment. And ideally, I'd really like for the stairs to swing around. Intersect right into the refrigerator. God bless it. Hold on. I think I'm going to go with this is what I'm going to do. And then we'll have access to this balcony from here in the hallway. This can be the parents' room, which will be a little bit, bigger now. And we can still have the access from 3 points to that bathroom. Okay, so that is done. I do think this looks pretty nice. This looks like a pretty lovely little place to hang out. I might do real quick before I'm wrapping up here. I'm thinking I need to wrap up. I'll lose my voice today if I'm not careful. But we could maybe do a little something like that there. Oh, with the B. Let's go with the B. So we'll put that right above. That's cool. And then do that there. And we've got to start to our very first structure here in the ferry-based line. And this will act as a template for the units stretching up above it. So that'll make it easy to kind of cut and paste. To some extent, we're not going to exactly cut and paste, but to some extent, especially the exteriors will be kind of cut and paste. For moving ahead with this look. So if you're watching now or if you're watching in the future on Archive, I know a lot of people do check these things out on Archive, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. As we continue to work on this and build this out, I thought about doing a larger version of this on like a larger lot. I'm really glad I decided not to because I think this is going to take a little bit of a while. I'm going to do a shortened, condensed version of this for YouTube as well. So I'll go through and I'll edit it and do a new voiceover for it for more of a quick sort of 15 or 20 minute recap or video showing how we build this out. And that was it. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And as always, thank you for watching.